The euro-dollar pair is hovering near its 6-week low amid the expectations of a more hawkish stance of the Federal Reserve. Meanwhile, today, the Eurozone disclosed preliminary figures on a business activity in the main economic sectors. Judging by the data, the European Central Bank may also remain stuck to its aggressive approach. Preliminary estimates of the Eurozone PMI turned out to be mixed. In general, the data is quite positive. Thus, the manufacturing PMI dropped to 48.5 points from 48.8 points instead of climbing to 49.5. However, the services PMI jumped to 53 points, whereas economists had foreseen a rise to 50.8 points from 51.5. As a result, the composite PMI advanced to 52.3 points from 50.3 points instead of rising to 51. In the United Kingdom, the situation is significantly better compared to the Eurozone. There, the data exceeded all expectations. The manufacturing PMI surged to 49.2 points from 47 points, whereas analysts had predicted a smaller rise to 47.5. The services PMI skyrocketed to 53.3 points from 48.7 instead of climbing to 49.3 points. In this light, the composite PMI soared to 53 points from 48.5. Economists had expected an increase to 49.2 points. Nevertheless, the pound sterling failed to show considerable growth. This could be partly explained by the disappointment about the Eurozone manufacturing PMI. On the other hand, investors are waiting for initial estimates of the US business activity. Like in Europe, forecasts are really positive. Thus, the composite PMI may climb to 48.9 points from 46.8. If the predictions come true, the US dollar may grow. The fact is that in Europe the data is mixed, whereas in the United States it's expected to be absolutely positive. Ahead of the publication of the US reports, the euro-dollar pair remains stagnant near the level of 1.0650, which reflects uncertainty among traders. Notably, the existing stagnation is a part of the correctional movement, which began after the price hit the high of the midterm uptrend. Since the euro is not recovering, it's quite possible that the correctional movement is still in force. The correction will continue if the price stays below 1.0650 during the day. In the event of this, the volume of short positions may increase, thus pushing the price to 1.05. If the quote exceeds 1.0750, traders will get the first technical signal of a possible recovery of the euro. Consolidation above 1.08 on the chart will confirm the expected recovery. Meanwhile, the pound-dollar pair got stuck in the upper area of the psychological level of 1.20 and 1.2050. This pointed to the accumulation process. At the beginning of the European session, the pair showed an upward impulse and thus leaving the channel. However, the area around 1.20 continues to exert pressure on the market. Once the price settles beyond the control levels of 1.1950 for the downward scenario and 1.2050 for the upward scenario, traders will get a signal of its further movement. And that's all for now. We keep monitoring the financial market situation. Subscribe to our channel and see you in several hours. We will take a close look at the US trading session.